we're back. And by back, we mean here for the first time, at least this year, folks. It is officially the debate of tournament. No, it's the tournament of debate prowess.
The tournament of debate prowess. Here in video, in stunning resolution.
It's true. And you can see for the first time the spoils that the victor will win.
Well, wield.
Yeah, they don't win this. We got to keep this under wraps, folks. This is a one-of-a-kind piece created by Paul Ward, visionary. It's hard for you to see, but...
Dreamweaver.
Yeah, he's a Dreamweaver and visionary, but it's our faces, it's a scepter, it's a ring, and it's freaking on the line, folks. It's tournament time.
Oh, yeah. It's tournament time. And we've got some fierce competitors. We've got 8 of the finest debaters from this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 7 and a guest.
Yeah, 7 and a guest, a surprise guest who you're going to find out right after this little segment. But point is, they're all going to go head to head to win my hand in marriage and a chance to wield the scepter and officially be crowned Apples and Oranges champion.
Yep, and face off against the current wielder of the scepter and current holder of Jack's hand in marriage, the indomitable
James Donlin. Yeah, the GOAT himself, the master debater himself. Will he be dethroned? You're going to have to find out and watch this episode of First Round Debates.
And then a week later, part 2.
Where we will have the second round debates and the championship.
Third round debates.
Yeah, and the championship itself. So totally stick around. It's going to be a freaking blast, and it's going to get pretty intense.
Oh, yeah. Some might say it gets ugly, but we think it gets beautiful this time of year.
It gets ugly, then it gets beautiful.
That's right.
Like me in my youth. Beautiful, ugly. Beautiful once again.
That's
so, folks, stick around to see a sort of pubescent experience.
Toodaloo. Welcome back, folks. Here we are deep in the midst of this tournament. This is Apples and Oranges, of course, and the great thing about the tournament is that everyone who's participating is deeply intimate with Apples and Oranges as it's done, how it's played.
Of course.
We didn't ask before we started recording. Kit, do you
know play?
Do you know what this is at all?
Well, this is perfect. So if there are any first-time listeners listening to the tournament as a first-time entrance to the show, they can actually learn along with Kit.
That's right. Kit will be sort of the audience surrogate. Oh, by the way, our guests today are our fighters, our brutal fighters, are Kit Baxley and Joan Flaherty.
Yeah.
Sick.
You're here. You're in deep.
Yeah.
Joan, this is your third time on the podcast at all.
Yeah.
And you're feeling? Are you feeling bold?
Well, I want to win.
That's good.
I want to win, and this episode is special because it's an episode that could affect my relationship.
Huge if true. And Kit,
yeah, how are you feeling, Kit, as a first timer, as a wearer of the GoPro of the Kit Cam?
Oh, I've already won.
No.
Yeah, I was telling her on the train over here.
It's over.
I've already won. They were bugging me the whole time. They were like, "Do you think you're gonna win, or do you think I'm gonna win?" I was like, "It's over. It's over already."
Well, that's great confidence going in, folks.
That's amazing confidence. So, Kit, here's what you're gonna need to do. It's one round. Here's how the game is played. We're gonna give you each a topic, and within that topic, you will pick a subject, something that you will debate for within that topic, and then from there, whichever one of you debates better is the winner. Opening statements, the floor will be open. Closing statements. Any questions?
Yes.
Shoot.
So I make an opening statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's basically my argument.
Yeah, but it's so loose, and also you can just take it in any direction you want. It can all be made up. Everything's on the table. I feel like we'll have Joan go first just because with experience and can show you the ropes.
Sure.
Okay,
That sounds
great.
good.
Okay.
All right, well, I got some topics right here.
Let's freaking go.
Let's go. All right.
Beautiful.
Okay, great. Joan, you're going to be arguing in favor of a current world leader. And Kit,
Kit, a sea creature of your choice.
Sweet.
Yeah, and we'll kind of just vamp until either one of you has a choice and wants to dive in. But I feel like, Joan, if you want to go first. No pressure though. If Kit, you already have yours in mind, you could just dive in.
I think I know
Okay.
what I'm gonna do.
Please, the floor is yours.
Sperm whale. So do I keep talking about it?
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about your choice.
Well,
like, how is it better than a current world leader?
Well, everyone likes whales, and then also everyone, well, in certain situations, like sperm. So I think those two things together, floating around in the ocean, is better than any world leader. Also, this whale is huge. This whale is so much bigger than any political leader that will ever exist. I don't care how fat Trump gets. Like, this whale is going to be killing it for the rest of time. It kills squid, other things, and I don't know. It's just it's a sexy whale. I don't know.
Great.
That's my opening statement.
Sweet. Joan.
So I knew that was exactly what you were gonna say, Kit. I'm like, the only reason you chose sperm whale is because the word sperm. But hey. Today I'm defending Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
Let's go all the way back to 2016. He is still a politician in the state of Vermont, where my sister attends school. He released a statement about the election that I 100,000% agree with, and I think so many people resonate with Bernie Sanders as a leader. As like in his thing, the letter he wrote, it was essentially talking about how the current Democratic Party failed to really make an effort for the working class, which makes up the most people in America. And that was his thing, though. Like, he had basically like all those same good like identity politic things, but also really genuinely cared about the working class and like overall equality for all. I can't even think of what a sperm whale looks like in my mind.
Okay. The floor is open. Let's have him go at it.
I'm disappointed in you. You think that Bernie Sanders is better than a sperm whale? Dude,
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders doesn't even have cones for teeth. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, but Bernie Sanders has dedicated his life to the American people.
Dude, what's
He's
more
been a
American
politician
than
for
killing
decades.
squid and not giving a damn about it?
Well, sperm whales can't be American
Yeah,
because they exist in the water, and actually open ocean belongs to no one.
Yeah, you all that fake news that you're talking right now.
No.
The sperm whale is the most American thing in the world. Even if I don't get, dude, we own Hawaii, and Hawaii is part of the ocean.
I would argue Bernie Sanders is more American than the sperm whale. Bernie Sanders ran for president. Can a sperm whale run for president?
You bet your tits it can.
No, it can't.
Yeah, it will.
No,
it will
can't.
run for president.
No, it
will
can't.
eat Bernie Sanders. I don't care if it's beached.
I don't think they eat humans. I'm pretty sure they eat like
Well,
fish.
if they're running for office, they'll eat whatever they want. I don't care. If they eat giant squid, they eat orcas, they eat every single type
I think
of thing
Bernie
in the ocean.
Sanders, he represents an American dream. A lot of people, when I was in high school, we dreamed of having the ability to vote for Bernie Sanders in a primary election that we were not yet of the age for.
A lot of kids also dreamed about being a
It
whale.
motivated us. It inspired us in a way that politics doesn't usually inspire people. You know? I think actually Bernie Sanders was probably for a lot of people the start of kind of more radicalized thinking, because he was a politician who wasn't just a Democrat.
Dude, what's
He's a
more
democratic
radical
socialist in
than
America.
capsizing a fisherman's boat and then just eating
How
everything
big is a
on
sperm
it?
wale, Kit?
Dude, it's bigger than you could ever dream.
How big is it?
It's the biggest thing
Can
you've
you name
ever seen.
3 factual facts?
They got cones for teeth. They eat giant squid.
What do you mean by cones for teeth?
Their teeth are sharp cones. They're in the shape of a cone. Ice cream or not, it's a cone. And also, they're black. So, you're racist.
I don't think Bernie Sanders is racist. I'm sure that Bernie Sanders actually would be so down to issue, new laws to protect sperm whales in America. I don't see what sperm whales are doing for everyone else, They seem very selfish. It seems like the only thing that they're able to do in interaction with with humans is just fuck them up. Like, what are they doing?
Sounds like
what are they doing to help the working class of America?
It sounds like you're talking down on a minority group right now. There's not a lot. There's less sperm whales than any other type of person in the world.
But they're a species.
And you're
so
saying
they're
that
a
they
species.
need our help?
They're,
No, they don't. Bernie Sanders doesn't need to help them. They are self-sufficient creatures. They are part of the circle of life. When's the last time you saw Bernie Sanders eat a giant squid? Tell me that right now. Tell me that right now.
I don't know.
Tell me that right now.
I don't know. When's the last time that you saw a sperm whale in DC?
You got to open your eyes and get down on the street level. You haven't seen what I've seen.
I don't think sperm whales even live near us. You don't even know.
You don't even.
You don't even know. And I can tell you right now where Bernie Sanders lives. Vermont.
I can tell you.
Is that doxing?
Do you dox Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, a sperm whale would never dox anybody. A sperm whale would respect the privacy of a
And you know what? Bernie
official.
Sanders is old.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's as old as Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very coherent.
You know what? Sperm whales only live up to being about 40 years old, so they're way more eligible to be president. Okay? Are you kidding me?
So Bernie Sanders has doubled a sperm's lifespan. So that means that he's been able to impact more lives and do more positive things in the world than that one sperm whale ever got the chance to do. Also, Bernie Sanders is not just limited to land. He can swim. Checkmate.
Dude, the only place he could swim is at the Y. A sperm whale is the king of the ocean. They are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. The king of the ocean. The king of the ocean is the orca whale.
Get back to focusing on doxing Bernie Sanders and leave the ocean to me.
No, it's the orca whale.
It's the
That's
orca
the king
whale.
of the ocean. It's the orca
king of the ocean.
because they're
the
the
Yeah, I knew I won.
No, you
I'm just
didn't.
kidding.
All right, well, let's do some closing statements then. Yeah. Why don't we start with Joan? Closing.
I don't think Kit knows that much about sperm whales. Kit talked a lot Kit talked a lot about the coney teeth. Specifically, that was something that he talked about over and over again, but was never able to give specific factual statements about the sperm whale. He couldn't tell us how big it is, where it lives. I knew those things about Bernie Sanders. I had a personal connection with Bernie Sanders in which I can validate that other young people have been inspired by him. He is the start of a movement in America. I went to a Democratic Socialist of America meeting once, and I got made fun of a lot for it. But it was because of Bernie. I was curious. And isn't that something very positive, especially, can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Can I say as not a guy? Can I say as the only person who's not a guy in this room? Especially in these political times? Yeah.
Wow. How brave of you. That was the bravest closing statement we've ever heard, I think.
That was very brave.
Thank you.
And now for Kit.
Yeah, okay, let's hear about the sperm whale.
Everything Joan has said, they've seen in a reel. They've seen in a reel. You know what? They've never seen a sperm whale in real life. I doubt it. I doubt it. Sperm whales are the best and greatest thing on this planet. And you know what? They're tough. They won't be broken down. They only have one enemy, the giant squid. And the giant squid is the Bernie Sanders of the sea. And Bernie Sanders ain't nothing to a sperm whale. Also, sperm whales, endangered. Did you know that? Do you know they're endangered?
Can you fact check that?
Yeah, fact check me.
Sure.
Yeah, pull it up, Jeremy.
Well, you said they were a minority group.
Jamie, can we
Jamie? Sorry, I don't know.
Sperm whale, endangered. Let's see. Vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's not the
and
same.
You know what? Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, never seen him get vulnerable.
I have.
Yeah, on the reels. I think what everything I respect Joan a lot and their point of view, but they're wrong. And sperm whales are majestic, hardworking, middle-class sea creatures that work hard every single day trying to put food on the bed and they're
Used to
doing
stand-up
don't stop talking. This is my time. This is my time. Wrong.
The ultimate debate tactic.
I'm really trumping it up right now. The sperm whales. Dude, I've never seen Bernie Sanders kill a giant squid, and I think that's a pretty impressive feat, no matter whether you're in the ocean with goggles on or not. I don't know. Sperm whales are better. And you know what? I don't need to know a lot about sperm whales to know that they're more badass than Bernie Sanders. And you know what? A sperm whale saved my mother. So, obviously, maybe I'm biased. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yep. Look, even though Joan is clearly showing signs of brain rot and being a screenager, I think they've still won this debate.
I believe Joan won.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was very close, especially with the ending remarks regarding your mother's tragic backstory.
The ending kind of felt like the presidential debate.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm saying factual stuff, and you're just trying to get to the middle class people of America.
You're just, for you, it's all about feeling.
You're trying to charm your way in.
Yeah.
Guilty.
I don't know anything.
Well,
You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Kit, thank you for playing. Would you like to plug anything? I mean, this is not going to come out probably till like
For some time.
end of this year, like New Year-ish.
Well, if anyone ever wants to come to a industry room bringer, I think that's so
Hell yeah.
funny. No, I have not. I mean, Joan and I are both working on this cool show idea where we're going to be putting on shows in like luxury apartment buildings throughout the city.
That's awesome.
So look out for that.
Sick.
That'll be really cool. Come to Patonga. It's where I work. I need more money. Yeah.
Could I see your clips anywhere?
Yeah, where can we catch your...
Yeah, follow me at Kit_Vicious. You can watch my 2 clips. You can watch my 2 clips and wait for me to post in another 6 months.
And Joan, you do not get to plug anything right now. And we'll be seeing you all in another round of the tournament.
What if people love me right now? What if the people love
Then they
me
have to
and they're
wait.
like,
We're edging them.
This is
how do I get to them?
All right, folks, we'll be right back.
And we're back. Here with us now for this round of the tournament are Justin Winston.
Oh, hey. I didn't know I was giving myself an introduction.
Yeah, just say hi.
Hi.
And wearer of the GoPro right now with the Harry-O vision, it's Harry Minsky.
Hello.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
2 hilarious performers, writers, all around superstars, but tonight they're fierce enemies.
This is terrible. This is literally the Civil War, dude. It's gonna be Gettysburg in here.
Yeah.
Brother against brother.
Yeah, this is
Literally.
brother against brother. This is terrible, but
That is quite
It is
sad.
pretty terrible.
It's sad, but it must happen.
yeah,
Yeah,
we love
right.
a bloodbath.
For one of you to perhaps ascend to wield
The scepter.
The scepter.
the scepter.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a scepter involved, and now I'm taking this way more seriously.
It
Maybe
really
you
is
would-
quite intense.
If you'd know, maybe you would have worn
Yeah,
a
that's
little
what
bow
we got
tie.
bow ties on. We're
No.
hosting it up.
No, we're filming.
Yeah. No, it's all right. You both are dressed to the nines.
Thank you.
And I think we're ready to dive in, Matt. I think we've got 2 beautiful topics here.
We got some bangers of topics
yeah,
right
why
here.
don't you go first?
Okay.
Be the first bestower.
Okay. Justin,
Mhm.
you are going to be debating in favor of a Christmas song.
And Harry, a foreign cuisine of your choice.
Oh, okay.
And y'all can think about it for a few moments. You've got time to, talk.
Yeah.
Talk.
No, talk to yourself in your mind.
Talk to myself. I'm thinking
Talk
about
to
mine.
Time
I'm
to
talk
still.
to myself.
Okay, Matt. How did you think of that last one?
The last one, really, really good.
Me too. I thought it was also good. I thought both sides had compelling points.
I was very compelled by both sides.
Yeah. Do the current debaters have their topics?
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think I
so.
can do
I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Justin, start.
I will be debate. Shouldn't we announce our topics first?
Yeah,
Or-
and then do a little opening
Yeah, opening
statement.
statement.
Yeah.
I will be debating for "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
Mm.
Mm.
I'll be debating for Mexican food.
Okay, sick. Let's hear
Good luck.
Harry's let's hear Justin's opening statement.
Okay. All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey is probably this generation's past the millennia definitive Christmas. Dare I say it has caused a renaissance of Christmas music. Now, of course, we have the classics of the 50s, 60s, if we're going to White Christmas, hella bangers in that lineup. There's a lot of other older Christmas songs, which we got Jingle Bells. We have all of these iconic classic, Silent Night, Religious Ties. Okay, but in the 90s, an interesting thing happened in music. There was a dip in the Christmas phenomenon, and dare I say the people were getting tired, and then boom, here comes the early 2000s, and Mariah Carey, wherever she came out with All I Want for Christmas Is You, and every single person in the world who has the ability to cognitively listen to music has heard this song. Not only is it probably one of the most famous songs on the planet, it is an original Christmas song. And how often are Christmas songs original? Because there's a lot of rehashing classics. Every artist has to give the classic, Christmas list. But then Mariah Carey comes out of the gate and boom, All I Want for Christmas is You. All I Want is Christmas. All I Want for Christmas is You. It's original. It comes out and it's revitalized Christmas, and it will be played every holiday season for the rest of our lives.
All right. Let's hear from Harry.
I think my opponent brought up some interesting points that I'd like to hone in on, specifically popularity and longevity. I think it's an interesting point to measure something by its popularity, ease of spread, how quickly can everyone get to it, and how do we get something out quickly. Mexican food. Fundamentals of Mexican food. Rice, beans, rice. Easy to grow, easy to mass produce, easy to get everywhere. Who has not had rice and beans in their life? Virtually nobody. Maybe everyone in America has heard All I Want for Christmas Is You. Everyone in the world has had rice and beans. The foundation is strong. The foundation is solid. Longevity. How long has Mexican food been around? A very, very long time. Longer than Mariah Carey. How old is Mariah Carey? 40, 50. Mexican food's a little older than that, folks. And it's a testament to the fact that these foundational components are just so clean, so nourishing, so delicious. If you want to eat food to live, you need carbohydrates, you need protein, you need fiber, beans, rice, carnitas, pollo asado, carnita. Literally, there is no, from every level of structure to a cuisine, Mexican food is rock solid. From its rice and beans to vegetables to its preparation of vegetables. You could just have a fresh tomato, dice it up with some onions and cilantro, lime juice. You got a quick pico de gallo, or you could roast them, have enchiladas, have fajitas, so on and so forth. The reproducibility alone makes it insurmountable. It is never going anywhere. We've all grown up with Mexican food. It's been everywhere, and as we've gotten older, it's only gotten more everywhere. No, the Mexican food, you could get Mexican food in Maine. In Maine, you know how far Maine is from Mexico compared to California? It spreads everywhere. You can get Mexican food in freaking China. You can get Mexican food. I was just in Japan. You can get these taco places there. I did not hear All I Want for Christmas Is You over there, which is fine. No discredit to it, but it's because it doesn't have that same universality. How many places even celebrate Christmas? A couple. How many places eat food? Everywhere.
Okay.
All right, let's the floor is open now.
Okay.
The floor is open.
Okay.
Dig in.
Okay, there's a lot of things about my opponent Harry's argument which I find detestable. Namely saying rice and beans is a Mexican thing, which, of course, rice and beans are very crucial in the Mexican dish, in Mexican dishes, but rice and beans are universal, and there's rice and beans in every culture's cuisine. So you can't have the foundation of your argument be rice and beans. Just because people in Japan eat rice and beans, but doesn't mean they're eating Mexican food. They're eating rice and beans. And you can't say you didn't hear All I Want for Christmas Is You in Japan because you were in Japan over the summer, and they weren't playing Christmas music in the summer. So I'd say that's a bit of a straw man there. I'll continue. Okay, everybody in the world knows Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Everybody in the world. Not everybody in the world has Mexican food. A lot of people in America haven't even had a true Mexican food. Okay, you're having Mexican food in Maine? It's not being made by Mexicans. Are there Mexicans in Maine? Let's pull up the caucus. I'm sure it's a small amount of people. I've never been to Maine, but I know what it's like in New England. I know, of course, my opponent does. He's from Massachusetts. It's chock full of white people. I think All I Want for Christmas Is You. That is a song that it has transcended boundaries, transcended borders. Okay, your argument inherently involves borders, so I'm going to put you down a peg.
I would like to take severe issue with the statement that everyone in the world has heard Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. I'll even admit that a lot of people, maybe many people, have heard All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Wow.
Under no circumstances has everyone in the world heard All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is just an example of the exaggerations that my opponent is willing to take to front this song, one song. How far-reaching can one song be? Can be compared to an entire cuisine. I've spent some time establishing one strong foundational aspect of Mexican food: rice and beans. Millions of other different angles you could go in and still establish how good it is, how widespread it is. I mean, burritos alone. And to call back to the fact that the foundation is so strong that you can build anything on it. You can't build anything on All I Want for Christmas Is You. What? You do like a parody song?
No,
It doesn't work.
This is wrong.
Please.
This is wrong. You can't build anything on All I Want for Christmas Is You, and then explain the connection that we all have when we all hear that beginning riff by Mariah Carey. And describe how you feel looking across at your lover at Christmas when you hear that everybody knows it. And think about every single year she comes out from wherever she's hiding and she performs that song in New York. Here we are out in Bushwick. They're in Midtown. There she's performing Good Morning America. All I Want for Christmas Is You. That song, I think, is probably one of the reasons why we haven't completely devolved into anarchy. Okay.
If we're talking about anarchy, the first line of anarchy is when the masses aren't eating. So basically, without food, they'd be. You think people would have time to nourish their stomachs with Mariah Carey? All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Food versus Christmas music. It's Mexican food versus Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Sure. But I mean, if Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is nourishing for the soul, then Mexican food is 4 to 5 times as nourishing for the soul and the heart and the lungs and the brain and the legs. Try going for a run after all you listen to is All I Want for Christmas Is You for like a week and you don't eat any Mexican food.
But I think the most important thing here, the organ that we're missing is the heart.
I think Mexican food is better for the heart.
Let me finish. It is a song about love, and love songs, they wake you up in the morning and they make you get out of bed. They take you down the street and it's a summer day. It's a winter night. It's when the lights are out. It's when the Christmas tree is lit up, and Christmas is widely celebrated. I would say probably the most celebrated holiday. I don't actually know if that's true, but I'm going to make that claim. And you see that Yuletide Carol, and you see Mariah Carey, and she has looked the same. She incredible skin. That's irrelevant.
Okay.
I was just saying. She has a great skincare routine, and her vocals have not degraded. She's put in the effort to always deliver that Christmas belt.
It sounds like you're starting to focus the argument on the 5 senses, which I think I can step in here on.
You started with the senses.
You've discussed that you can hear Mariah Carey and you can see Mariah Carey. You can't hear food most of the time. I'll give you that. But you can see it. And you know what you can do with food that you can't do with music? You can taste it and you can smell it. That's 4 to 2.
I don't think you've ever really listened to music if you can't be smelling or tasting. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think you're insane. I think you're crazy with that statement.
I think with that, I think we're ready for some closing statements from each of you. Yeah, and since we heard from Justin first, should we hear from Harry's closing first?
That's right.
All right, Harry, take us away.
Folks, in terms of establishing the argument here, we've discussed and proven empirically that it's easier to spread Mexican food. It's more natural to spread Mexican food. It's not dependent on like Christian morals or tradition to spread Mexican food. You can smell it. It gets you up in the morning. You can taste it. It gets it up in the morning. It's good for your heart. It's good for your brain. It's good for your legs, arms, teeth, probably even your skin. Better than not eating anything. That's for sure. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is a nice song. It's a good song. I've heard songs. I like them. But it's just, it can't possibly hold a candle to the universal appeal of Mexican food and the strong foundation that it provides to all cuisines.
I want to say I love Mexican food. I want to get that out there.
Of course.
I love Mexican food, but there's something so special about Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Not only has it defined Christmas again and given us this revitalization, renaissance of this Christmas music, but she has done something in the genre of Christmas music that few seldom do, and that is created an original piece. Something so strong and outlasting that it is probably going to sustain her and her family's life and lineage for the rest of their existence. And, God damn it, if that isn't the American dream, I don't know what is. And this is what I have to say about Mexican food. Now, Mariah Carey's beautiful riffs fill my heart, but sometimes a burrito may fill my stomach, and then the next day, I will be bedridden on the toilet.
Mm.
And All I Want for Christmas is You has never done that for me.
All right.
Wow.
That was a fierce.
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 Debate.
Tough.
Beautiful, fiery,
Tough.
excellent performances from both sides.
Yeah, but we've discussed and we do know who the winner is. We've been discussing.
We actually have been low key.
We've been discussing
Masterful.
on the low key using a series of hand signals.
Blinks, nods, scents that we release.
Yeah, pheromones.
Oh.
Yeah. I left Jack a pheromone signal actually in his room and he went out to smell it.
I went really fast though. Y'all can see it.
I actually wrote on a scroll and left it in Jack's room really quickly. But I think it's time we can say.
Go ahead,
Count of three,
Matt.
the winner is. Okay. All right. I'll say it then. The winner of this debate is Justin.
Agony. Crushing.
Y'all,
That was tough. That
I
was
will
really
say
tough.
that these were just two of the best debates like
Yeah.
in the history of the show. Like I do think whoever was going to win this, I was going to go pretty far in this tournament.
Yeah.
That though we've we're still at the very
We're
beginning.
still at the
but-
beginning of this.
We're still at the beginning, but
It's a multi.
yeah.
But that was just a very strong showing from both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was excellent. And
Yeah.
Harry, would you anything you'd like to plug? Mind
This is
you,
coming out like day after Christmas, day or two after Christmas.
Oh, the 26th.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
100 Sketches Comedy Show, March 13th?
Yes.
Yes.
March 13th,
Yes.
the caveat. At some
Yes.
time of night, at some time of day. We're going to do 100 sketches again.
Yes.
In
in
an hour.
1 hour.
We all should be there.
Yeah, we should all be
Yeah,
there.
all four of us are gonna be there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're listening and you're anywhere that has access to transportation, come.
Mm-hmm.
Come to the show.
Come to the show.
Yes.
And Justin, you don't get to plug anything.
Yeah, you don't get to
I don't
plug,
get to plug
yeah,
anything.
No.
No. No. And in your final moments on this tournament, wherever they may be, whenever they may be,
That's
that's
when
when
you
you
get to plug.
plug.
Okay.
Any parting words, Harry? You can have the last word.
Remember me as I live.
We'll see you soon. And we're back.
We are so back, folks. And here we have our next pair of competitors here to face off in the brutal, maybe find a warrior's death. One of you?
Yeah, Warrior's Death.
If this doesn't end in blood, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed. I think.
Watch out on your way out of here.
Oh.
Might slip in a pool of blood. Oh.
That's right.
But once again, thank you, amazing performers, improvisers, Nathan Blinn,
Competitors.
and competitors, Sean Chang.
I would
They're
say
back.
I would say I'm a competitor first, and like all the other things second.
Yeah.
Well, folks, you're back here for the season, ready to face off. And one of you could make it the whole way. Can you imagine that?
What seed are we in right now?
Yeah.
Like,
This is
are we
the-
seated?
You're in the.
Well, this is round one, but I would say,
This is the. I don't know. Visually speaking, this is the C seed, I guess.
Okay.
That's not very
no,
good.
that's not very good.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I would actually say they're B seed. I would say y'all
Or
B
B
seed.
You know what?
B seed.
Okay.
I would also say you're
I
the
think
B
'cause
seed.
I think that's like that
Yeah,
was sort of
yeah,
A.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
B.
You're in the B
C, D.
seed.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the listeners at home can try to figure out who the
What that
AC
means,
was.
yeah.
but-
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
I
feel
think
good.
so.
I feel good.
I'm going to humiliate you in front of a global audience, but we'll make new friends along the way.
We will. We
Yeah.
will.
And we do have a global audience. We get like 10 listeners per episode from India.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
Damn.
rather
Yeah.
global. Rather
Mhm.
global.
All right.
Well,
We'll see if these two misters worldwide will face off. Do we have our topics?
we got our topics right here.
Okay.
Okay. Sean,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be arguing in favor of a holiday.
Okay.
And Nathan, a pet of your choice.
Pet of my
And
choice.
we'll vamp while you think.
Mhm.
Matt, what'd you
Yeah.
make of that last round? I thought it was
Absolutely
pretty
stellar.
stellar and fierce.
Absolutely fierce. Let's see if these two can bring the fury.
Yeah. Folks, do we have any topics? Anyone who wants to go first, or do you need a little bit more time?
Well, I do want to just say before we kick all of this off, the last time I was on the podcast, I kind of had a breach in decorum. I
Mhm.
interrupted, I believe, Matt during his closing arguments, and I just want to say it's not going to happen again. Once again, I sincerely apologize for it. I've learned a lot since that incident.
Wow.
Namaste.
Graceful. But don't think like that. Don't think that's going to sway our decision.
I'm just. This is for the listeners.
Okay,
This is just so they know that
Yeah. You're reformed.
I believe in decorum. Yeah.
Yes.
For me, I think that if the listeners took time to or like already listened to my episode, they'll notice that I'm one of the nicest contestants you've ever had on this show.
That's like maybe one of the most pathetic things I've ever heard.
One of the most well-natured, definitely you want to bring to the party, and just a guy that is a good guy.
Excellent.
All right.
And Nate hates me so much right now.
Very funny to hear that from someone who got fewer listeners on that episode.
Oh!
He tracks.
Shots
I get
fired.
it. I get it.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, why don't we hear from Nathan first, his opening statement.
All right. Matt, Jack, thank you for being here. Today I'm going to be arguing in favor of Jack, my captain, my beta fish that I had when I was 6. Jack was a beta fish that went through many trials and tribulations. He taught me many things. He taught me the importance of caring for another individual. Jack taught me the importance of love and marriage. And Jack taught me the importance of death. He is a blessed figure by the Diocese of Olympia, Washington, and one of the greatest fish to ever grace the face of the earth.
Okay. Let's hear Sean.
Matt, Jack, and Nate. Thank you so much for being here today.
That's
Giving
pretty
me the
nice.
opportunity to talk about the best holiday in the world, Halloween. We all knew it was coming. It just happened. We're still doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's channeling it right now. And think back to the best memories you had as a kid, right? I remember in the 2nd grade being dressed as fucking Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And every house that I went to was like, wow, you're fucking cool. Yeah, they cursed at a 2nd grader. All right. And I felt like I was the king. And now I'm 27. I went to 4 Halloween parties this year. Yeah, brag. And they were a fucking time. This was the year where Halloween was in the middle of 2 weekends. Okay, let's have 2 weekends of Halloween.
True.
And it's where people truly feel like they can be themselves and have a good ass time. Thank you very much for being here with me today.
All right. The floor is open.
So I just want to start this off by saying that I got Jack when I was a little boy. It was at my babysitter's wedding where I was the ring bearer, and at the tables at the reception there were beta fish in bowls, and you could take them home with you. And
At a wedding.
It was at the wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not condoning that as like a sustainable practice or anything like that, but I took mine home, and that fish was an integral part of my life. And I think it taught me about beginnings, new beginnings with marriage. But when it died, I cried, and it also taught me about loss and death. And it's important that you give your fish a proper burial. You don't flush it down the toilet. You bury it outside in the backyard underneath the tree.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep. And
Interesting.
I just want to say, Halloween, sure, it's caused people to die, weird, but it's not like a holiday that brings sorrow predominantly. It's a holiday of joy and fear, but it doesn't cross the boundaries in that way.
I don't think you've had a real Halloween. I've had Halloweens where I've been tested.
You've been tested?
Yeah. Walking down the street in a fire truck costume, and you see someone else wearing a fire truck costume, there's that rage and sadness that boils inside of you of, hey, maybe someone else is going to dress up just like you tonight. And you go through the 10 stages of grief.
Oh.
The 10 stages of grief.
The 10 stages of grief. It's funny that Halloween can only bring 10 stages of grief when Jack's death brought me through 11. Picture this.
Okay, hey, list those 11. Go.
Yeah, picture this. You get home, arrival.
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 You were reading your Anakin Skywalker book
As you do.
about Anakin Skywalker. It's not tied to any of the movies. It's just its own adventure. Anakin Skywalker is the second of motion group. You're reading there. Your dad says, "Nathan, come over here. The fish is. They've got something to show you." I go over there, and Jack is dead. But I know it's coming. That's foreboding, and then realization, shock. That's 4. And then from there on, there's I've got to do I think 7 more. So I'll just go through those quickly. There's despair, of course, bargaining and acceptance.
Totally.
But then you go back to despair, and then it's
Despair 2.
Despair 2. Then Despair 3, Tokyo Drift.
Totally.
Then
Totally.
The last 2 are digging the burial hole and then covering the burial hole.
Wow.
Yeah, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And that's just classic grief stuff.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, right.
That's literally all parts of it. And I'll give it to you. When my beta fish died, my dad pulled me aside and said, "Nate, you'll be okay."
He called you Nate?
Yeah,
My
they
dad
say,
called
dude.
me Nate. Yeah, it's just a part of the process of grief.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
universal. So I get that part, but you're missing how Halloween. Just let's be honest, it's a fucking good ass time.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, I'm dressed up right now.
Yes. As Steve Jobs?
Yeah,
With no turtleneck?
I'm Steve Jobs without a turtleneck right now.
Mhm.
And boy, do I have something that's going to blow your mind.
An iPhone on your head.
An iPhone on my head.
Oh my
all
God.
right? You can be anything you want to be. And that's the beauty of that holiday. I do want to call out or just say,
Please.
to have a wedding and give out beta fish is insane.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but it brought me joy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But what I think is funny here is that you're saying that Halloween is a good ass time. You know what's not a good ass time? Worshiping Satan. And frankly, we got to go back to the roots of Halloween, which is a pagan holiday, and it's rooted in worship of the devil. Whereas Jack was, at a wedding, Christian wedding. Second of all, I took Jack to a blessing of the animals at St. Thomas Episcopal Church in Washington. Shout out St. Thomas Episcopal Church, one of the only churches to ever do it right against Satan. And there Jack actually became a holy figure.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
And this holy figure still had an average lifespan of maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah, I think anything longer than that would indicate maybe like a pact with Satan.
Okay, well, Jesus was not 4 years old when he died.
Right,
He's
because
a holy figure.
Right, because he's a human.
That
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
fucked up. They
Yeah.
killed a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah, that would be really crazy if they.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have any other pets?
Now,
Just like ever.
not personally, no.
Okay.
Uh,
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
We had like
Not personally.
a class fish in high school.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But it wasn't the same. Nothing's filled that hole.
Then this argument is invalid, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Why the fuck name a fish a beta fish? No one wants to be called a beta in their entire fucking life.
Well, it is with 2 T's.
And still, it doesn't matter how it's spelled, it's how it sounds.
Right.
If I go up to you and say, "Hey, you're a beta," but I'm talking about a fish, you still feel bad. Hey, you're an alpha.
Yeah. We can all the listeners can tell from
Yeah.
like my tonal inflection.
100%.
And if you're watching it, you can see from my stance right now.
Yeah.
I'm
He's in Superman pose right now.
It's the alpha stance.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
alpha stance.
He's an alpha, and so I just think beta fishes are not actually that good of a fish.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, I'd rather have a clownfish, and yeah, it's because Nemo came to my head. Or I'd rather have a dory, because I don't know what type dory it is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Dory's
Yeah.
a beta fish.
No.
No
I
way.
think
no fucking way. It's like a blue, like something.
Is that not what a beta fish is? I was
I
picturing
think
Dory
it's
this whole time.
a blue tang.
Yeah, it's a blue
it is
tang.
blue tang.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a blue tang, as we all know, is close cousin with beta fish.
I'm gonna look this up because I guess I don't know what a beta fish is.
It's like the one that you get for like $1 at
Yeah.
the, at the Petco.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. It's a very pretty fish. Very pretty fish.
Yep. And you can, they actually will fight each other.
Yeah, they do. I
They
think.
do.
Yep.
Sounds pretty alpha to
which
me.
is, yeah, extremely alpha. But at the same time, Jack had a gentle side that I got to know
Yeah.
in my time with Jack.
Yeah.
Sitting next to the family computer.
Was
Never
it-
on it.
He was next to your family computer, but never on it.
No, it would heat the water too hot. He would die.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What would he have to look up?
What would he search? His browser history? Or?
Yeah. I don't know. There's like, they don't make websites for fish.
Hmm.
But they make websites for Halloween. I rest my case.
Well,
Wow.
why don't we go into some closing statements then, Matt? Would you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start with Sean. Yeah.
Once again, thank you all three for being here today. Nate, I really appreciate you being vulnerable and honest about your experience with Jack, the beta fish. It pains me to say, though, that the beta fish, by its very nature of what it is, it's stuck in a little tank, a little bowl probably. It has a pretty short lifespan for most fish, and I'm confident about that. And it's just not fucking Halloween, dude. Like, you can dress up as anything. You're an alpha guy. I know you dress up as Superman, the Terminator, freaking Abed from Community. I know you do it. And Halloween can give you that opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right.
My turn.
Yes.
It's always difficult to debate another alpha on this stage. And I want to commend Sean for his honorable performance, but frankly, his argument troubles me to some degree. What troubles me is the degradation of Christian values in our society, and by that I do not mean Christian values within the context of all the horrors that Christianity has perpetrated upon the world, but in terms of what Christianity aspires to. Christianity aspires towards love, acceptance, and embracing one another. Halloween is a holiday of pagan values, dressing as the devil, dressing to deceive other people, to mislead other people, gluttony, eating candy. All these things are fun, and they are, as Sean put it, a good-ass time, but they are not love. They are not joy. What is joy, what is love, is a wedding that gives one little boy a little fish that gets blessed by the church and is then struck down by the hand of God, as all living creatures must eventually do, because to live forever is unnatural and an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
And to bring a little boy reading an Anakin Skywalker novelization a great deal of sadness. I rest my case.
Wow. Moving debate. You two, you're so nice and you're so alpha.
Wow.
Wow.
This
Look
is
at
a
that.
really alpha handshake.
Oh my god, my hand hurts. My hand hurts right now. Ow.
Well, one of you will feel that your pain be healed by this news, and one of you might feel that pain tenfold, unfortunately. The winner of this debate is, what you say?
Nathan, you won. This is a Christian podcast, after all.
Mm-hmm.
And you compelled us with your, the ideal of Christianity. Sean, amazing performance, though, nevertheless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
My response to this outcome, you guys didn't ask for this, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, please,
Yeah,
make
go
a
for it,
statement.
go
This
for it.
is a
Cook.
Christian podcast? The fuck?
Well, it's a Catholic app as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would have picked
Yeah.
Easter then if I fucking knew that.
No, look, wait, it's okay. It's all right. It's always next year.
That's fair.
And speaking of next year, this will air shortly before next year, end of December. Do you have anything you'd like to plug, Sean?
Fucking Christian ass podcast.
This is a new development.
fucking Christmas shit. What the fuck? No, I hope everyone has a great holiday season. I'm actually not I don't think we have a lot going on in the winter, and I feel like that's a good thing because everyone should take time for themselves and their loved ones. So appreciate all of you, and thanks for having me.
Of course.
The great guy, Sean. And Nathan, you do not get to plug anything. You do not get to plug anything. And with that, see you next round, folks.
All right. It's been a pleasure.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're so back, folks. And here with us for the first time in this tournament. We're recording with this pair. Can you imagine that for the first time? And here we have back with us once again, Julia Zhen.
Hello, hi. Hello.
And Obi O'Brien.
Hi, I'm glad to be back.
We're so glad you're back. We had a little snafu. We thought we were recording. We were taking photos of ourselves this whole time.
And while the photos look great and all, it's not what you're here for, folks. You're here for debate. You're here for action, motion. You're here to see two of the most brilliant minds in comedy go head to head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And these heads are gonna soon be talking and debating in favor of things.
I like because I have the GoPro. Y'all gonna be talking right to me.
That's right.
Yeah, we're formally addressing you.
That is the sole
all I
benefit.
do is walk around the GoPro to be seen.
All right, we got these topics right here that you're gonna be hearing for the first time.
Okay.
Obi, you're gonna be arguing in favor of a U.S. state.
And Julia, a toy. A child's toy of your choice.
Okay.
Matt, what do you think of that last debate?
I thought that last debate was stellar. It was at this point in the prior recording, folks at home, that we realized that the GoPro wasn't recording. But truly, this debate is unlike. It's like all the others. There's been no. Both of our competitors have just a few extra seconds to think about their topic. That's it.
Okay.
The only difference right now.
Do we have topics currently?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we hear from Obi Vision first?
Okay. I define U.S. state as New York because it's the center of everything. Yes. New York is the best and the greatest because everything is here. There's no need to even travel anywhere else. Yes, I am one of those people that doesn't even like to travel because I think I can just get anything I want in New York City. Yeah.
Okay. Splendid.
Okay. I am in favor of the iconic classic Razor scooter. That was something that I think is so formative and critical to our culture as Americans, and also just as a human, as a child with whimsy and a sense of adventure. And the Razor scooter brought you so much joy, lots of ups, and also lots of pain and lots of downs. And I think that's very formative and important.
Okay. The floor is open.
Okay.
I agree with you on the element of danger. I think that's very important for child development. I think a lot of that shaped who I am. And that's why I would say New York is perhaps even more dangerous than a Razor scooter.
You know, I would agree with that, except I think we need to be thinking about danger in terms of what is most critical at that point in childhood, right? Yeah. Physical danger, falling off, being the victim of gravity and really skinning your knee real bad.
Yeah.
That is something that is like that kid's going to grow up tough and strong with intellect. But a child that's traumatized in the streets of New York, that's a kid that's going to be fucked up in the head. And with too long term, even.
Yeah.
Your friends that are riddled with anxiety, some of them are born and raised New Yorkers. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. That's me, a born and raised New Yorker, and I am currently sitting here with a GoPro on my head. So I think you win on that point about being fundamentally fucked up in the head. Although I will say that I had survived 2 kidnapping attempts, and I did have a motorcycle fall on me. Yes, it was a parked motorcycle. I was in the playground. I left the playground, and then I touched this motorcycle, and then it like fell on me, and I had to get stitches. Like
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Sounds like you attacked a motorcycle.
I
Yeah.
did, and I lived to tell the tale.
What I will say is I feel like if you were on a scooter, you could maybe scoot really fast away from any kind of kidnappers. I'm going to go and say that. Not to victim blame,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm just saying. perhaps if a scooter were in your situation, that wouldn't have been even attempted. You know, it would have been a thought in the guy's head, but they're like, oh no, shit, she's going fast on the scooter. So, and then also at the situation with the motorcycle, I'm sorry about that. But however, I have to say, if maybe a scooter were in your as a weapon to fight back against that motorcycle that attacked you, I really think the scooter could have done wonders. But the scooter is always humbling because you could still get a whack to your ankle real good. That's going to remind you and put you in your place that, you know, don't think too high and mighty of yourself just because you have a scooter.
I agree with you on having a weapon, but that's why I love New York, because growing up in New York, you learn the greatest weapon you can have, your mouth.
Oh, true.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, no, that's so real. My dad owns guns. And and I grew up in the suburbs of Central Maryland, Howard County, one of the safest places, I think, in the country. I think actually Columbia, Maryland was ranked number 2 best place to live in the United States in like 2010.
Yeah.
But my dad owns guns.
Yeah.
And, you know, that adds a level of unsafeness to a home that if I were ever scared of my dad, which isn't to say I ever thought that he was going to point a gun at me, no way, but my dad is a drunk. And and that scooter, I'm flying out of the house on my scooter.
Oh, at one point I thought you were going to mend your toy to being a drunk daddy. I was like,
absolutely
like a
not.
fun accessory to have.
Drunks, no, scooter could never be a drunk to me. Never. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think not having tools, physical tools as a child shaped me as a comic. That's why I'm not a prop comic.
Oh, brag. I am a prop comic.
Yeah, we're also prop comics.
I'm going to go ahead and admit that. I'm being transparent with the audience. I'm being transparent with my constituents. I'm a prop comic. And that if I could bring a razor scooter on stage to do a character, I'm going to do it. Mark my words. I'm signing it here. Within 5 years, I will have a character that is me on a razor scooter.
Oh, I love that. Invite me to the performance and I'll heckle you with my mouth from the crowd.
Okay, and that is what bipartisanship looks like.
Oh my God,
it's gonna be tripartisan because I'm bringing my gun to the show.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I have a Glock. No, I don't. Yet. Matt and I are going to write a gun character. So
and it's going to require us to purchase a gun for real in order to please the audience.
I think the audience would love a little bit of background on what's going on with that.
Oh, this is a mannequin we had for a character set that we used to do. The vest
he's
is
currently decorated in for many reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of attire.
Yeah. That's a watch I found at Bossa Nova Social Club.
Oh.
That's some props from Sketches of Lint Roller, a mask we made for a web series.
Cool.
A hat from my Napoleon Halloween costume.
Those glasses were from remember the big day when you couldn't look into the sun?
Yeah.
The solar,
eclipse.
Yeah.
And
that hat was from a birthday party.
Wow.
yeah, and the gloves are both left-handed gloves.
Yeah.
And
one was because I lost my right-handed glove. This is a great detour for the tournament.
Yeah, this
I
is a
lost
good-
my right-handed glove, and then the other one was just found.
I found a left-handed glove in New Orleans, and I
Oh,
put it
wow.
back with me. Yeah.
In New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Was the pantslessness a choice?
Yeah, I guess. I guess the choice to not put pants on him.
Well, because he's taller than us, so we don't have
we don't have
pants
pants
that
on
fit
him.
him.
He looked ridiculous.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, that's so
We're both
real.
short kings here.
Oh,
Yeah,
Come
this
on.
is a short king apartment. He towers over us.
Yeah.
He protects us for any intruders because if you walk in the dark and you see him,
And you know what he looks like to me? A
Mhm.
guy that would want a razor scooter.
Except he looks like a character of New York.
Which isn't to say we haven't established that those things are mutually exclusive.
Oh.
However, I think a New Yorker that had a scooter is better than a New Yorker that doesn't have a scooter.
Right, but that individual cannot exist outside of New York. Your dad come after that with his gun in Maryland.
You know, good point. You got me there. You got me there. But what I will say is if my dad was drunk and he saw it, even if that mannequin had a scooter and he was scared, he would maybe shoot at it. I've never seen my dad shoot the guns, but he has them.
He's never been to a range.
He's gone to the range. I don't go with him. Has he offered every boyfriend I've ever brought home to go to the gun range with him? Yes. But they end up sticking around because of the Razor scooter.
It's a deterrent. Yeah.
I think, Matt, are you ready for some closing statements?
Yeah, I'd love to hear some closing statements. And who did we start with? We started with Obi. So, Julia, why don't you go first with the closing statement?
So, in conclusion, I think the Razor scooter is a fundamental cultural cornerstone for every American, including New York, and is something that teaches children lessons that no parent, no educator could ever do. And ultimately, sometimes you learn the lesson that you can inflict pain on yourself, but you're going to be okay, kid.
I too will begin with a big word. I believe that the spirit of New York is systemic to what makes America. Oh God, I don't want to say what makes America.
Freudian slip. Those are words with no connotation.
Talking about your gunslinging daddy. I'm susceptible. What makes the United States a leader in the world, and I think that so much of what exists in New York shapes the rest of the world and probably even shaped the creation of the scooter. So while the scooter can exist while New York can exist without the scooter, although it is benefited by the scooter cannot exist without New York.
Well, this is a tough,
this is a tough one. This is a
tough one.
We've been secretly deliberating with telepathy and the
Yeah,
laptop and all sorts of other nonverbal
I've
communication.
been
Sure.
radar,
Yeah.
things of that
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
But we have selected a winner.
Okay.
We have, and that winner is Julia.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Julia.
I thought you guys were going to say it at the same time.
Well, we're about to.
Yeah,
No, we're not that
I
good.
didn't look at him, so we didn't plan it.
Sounds good.
It's
you.
Julia.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Excellent work, both of you, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Getting in the tournament is an honor in itself.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
And we still get something.
Oh yes. This
plug.
will come out after my show, but probably I think it'll probably be in the middle of January. Googly Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Googly Eyes. It's stand-up sketch variety act, and it usually takes place at the Tank, 312 West 36th Street.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
Go
is
see
it
it.
is it Googly Eyes on Instagram?
Yes, you can follow. You know what? Follow Say Hi Obi, and then you'll find the Instagram for Googly Eyes. It's simpler.
Go to Googly Eyes. It's a
Yes.
great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Julia, you do not get to plug
I
anything.
don't get
Oh,
to plug
wow.
anything. Joke's on you. I don't have any shows.
And folks, this has been round one of the
Yeah,
tournament.
it's been round one of the
Wow.
tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. So round two is going to be extremely fierce. There's going to be some intense debates on the horizon in the new year,
Yeah.
which is just a week away. And folks, maybe will there be a new champion? Will the current champion be dethroned?
Wow.
You'll just have to wait and see, folks. You'll just have to tune in. So long, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hi. Happy New Year.
Better